Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast.
Down smooth. No, it's not vodka, guys. Come on. I saved that for the vodka stream. It's not. Like I said, I've switched it up to drinking wine during the week, especially when I'm working on the visuals or, the podcast right here. But look at me, guys. Look at me go! I'm going! Doing it! I'm doing a Film Junket podcast a week after I did the other one. I don't know. Was it a week after? I don't even remember when I posted the other one. But all that matters is, guys, I'm trying to do it at a weekly basis, just like I'm going to do the vodka stream on a weekly basis. I mean, that's always a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. It really is. I've done 3 of those episodes, and, it's just fun just bullshitting with you guys and everything like that. And then, of course, we had some surprise guests. A couple of my friends, one that I knew was going to be clicking in, and the other one that I didn't. I was like, oh, yeah, look at that. I got 2 of my friends just clicking in. Bam. It was pretty funny. I was like, oh, there you go. There's my friends Amanda and Kathy. Awesome stuff. And hey, there we go. Charlize Theron and her stupid fucking perfume commercial. Oh, too much spit in my throat. Yeah, okay, can I complain about this for a little bit? As much as I love these actresses, their perfume commercials are fucking cringy. Good God, do you really need to do it? Charlize, Natalie Portman, who's the other chick? I can't totally draw on a blank. That's what happens when I turn on the microphone. Names elude me. Jennifer Lawrence, she's probably got the worst ones. My God. Even Johnny Depp, some of the dudes. Paul Walker had some for cologne. Oh man, it's like, do you guys really need to do perfume commercials? They're so bad. It's always like, look how beautiful I am. Everything's slow motion. I'm going to walk like I'm a model. The one with Natalie Portman that I saw last night where she just tries to be all tough to the camera and says something. I went, no, come on. Natalie, you're so much better than this. Oh. By the way, I guess Jessica Simpson really got on her case recently because, you know how it is. We're in the age of just, the Me Too, Time's Up, whatever the fuck. And so, there's just comments that are being thrown around all the time. I actually respect Jessica Simpson for what she said. I mean, she basically just, she said that because Natalie Portman said that, when she was younger, this was remember when there was 4 blonde girls who were at the height of their powers at the beginning of the millennium? Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, and Mandy Moore. Crazy, right? It was just all of a sudden, it was just blonde singing. And really, the only one that could sing was Christina Aguilera. Hey, Mandy Moore is doing great for herself on that show, apparently. I have not watched it, but I've heard good things from my mom. Jessica Simpson has turned herself into an entrepreneur in the fashion world, which is great. And Christina Aguilera, she's still very much a singer because she was the one with the talent. Britney Spears somehow is still doing stuff. That's the way she sings. She can't sing. I'm sorry. She lip syncs. I've heard many times, seen it. She lip syncs during her concerts, and I'm like, why? So you're paying a shit ton of money for a ticket to watch Britney Spears dance. That's all you're doing. Although I did see a recent video of her where she was on a balcony and she does a little twirl, and yeah, she's wearing a bikini bottoms, and you could very much see her booty. Not bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I am still a man, and I was like, no, not bad. But I mean, she just really didn't really have talent. Aguilera can sing her fucking ass off. The other two were decent, but, I mean, Mandy Moore just kind of turned her career into acting and stuff like that. And then, like I said, Jessica Simpson tried acting. She didn't do a good job with that either. Remember Employee of the Month with Dane Cook? The movie wasn't terrible, but Dane Cook, remember when he was at the height of his powers, and it was just, they were trying to put him in as much, oh man, you don't even know how many times. At the height of his power, I mean, it's a normal thing, guys, because, you know, when you have a person, when you're a personality, a lot of people like to go like, hey, you act like this, you act like that. And for a while there, especially with my hair and just the way, you know, energetic and just the way I talked and stuff like that, I got compared to Dane Cook all the time. Everybody, hey, you look Dane Cook, man. You look Dane Cook. I was flattering at first because I was like, hey, okay, hey, you're comparing me to one of the top comedians right now. Fine. But then everybody got sick of Dane Cook. And so it was like, yeah. But luckily, I don't really get that anymore. I still get the Jim Carrey, I get the Ryan Reynolds stuff, which I don't mind. You know, because those two are still, well, Jim Carrey's kind of a little bit of a Looney Tune, but whatever. No big deal. But, you know, Ryan Reynolds, hey, I could play Ryan Reynolds' little brother. See, the movie Just Friends, the guy who played his little brother in Just Friends, no. As much as he did all right, I would have done better. Because, you know, yeah, it just needs to happen, you know. Ryan, if you're listening, my God. Just cast me as your little brother in one of these movies. Anyways, guys, how's it going? How are you? How am I? Little update, you know, just on how life is. I mean, I'm not going to do 36 minutes, which I believe I did on my whole, my terrible 2 days in the hospital of getting surgery. Just horrible. And everything. So here I am over 2 weeks later since I've had my surgery, and I'm doing great. I mean, I was doing great last week. I mean, it's, you know, it's minor surgery. As much as it's such a weird thing. Appendicitis is such a weird thing because it's life or death, but it's so routine because it happens all the time. It's common. I don't know what the exact odds are, but I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to happen to you. But you never know. You start having a pain in your side, you might, just be wary about it. I mean, luckily mine didn't rupture, so it wasn't a life or death situation, but it was eventually going to be that. And then, it sucks, guys, because, starting back at the job that I once had, and then I went back to that job, and, there's always a 3-month trial, and it was past the 3 months, but yet I didn't get my health insurance activated. So I got to figure out all that because it ain't cheap. I already got the bill. I mean, fucking the health system, man. I mean, as much as insurance is great, they really need and I get it. The whole argument about universal health care. I mean, obviously a lot of people are just like, just do it. Just fucking do it. Just do it. And it's like, well, it's not that easy with our economy. They do it in Canada. Yeah. Well, I actually I have a friend whose fiance lives in Canada, as well as I have a friend who lives up there, and they talk about how the healthcare sucks ass. Yeah, it's free, sure, universal, but it sucks ass compared to ours. Ours is pretty damn good, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, you're going to pay up the ass because I have only gotten my bill for my ambulance ride because I went to one ER and I had to get transferred to another. Literally like a 5-6 minute trip and almost $1,200. My God. Jeez, I'm going to start a GoFundMe to help me. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I got to figure something out because I was supposed to have health insurance. I've been paying. It's such bullshit because, what needs to happen with all that is, there needs to be competition in that. It needs to be more like auto insurance, to be honest, because, I've had the same auto insurance ever since I started fucking driving, okay? I've had the same auto insurance. And when it comes to health insurance, it's either, hey, you either go out and get something on your own, or, which is usually never really good, or, you got to get it through whatever company you're working for. It's basically you're always, pigeonholed to something like that. And it sucks. It really sucks because, ever since I had a full-time job, like when I got my cable job and worked for the cable company for 7 years, I paid into insurance that I never fucking used. I am a very healthy person. Okay, guys? I try to be. I hate hospitals. I actively avoided trying, anything with that. The last time that I actually went to urgent care was a long-ass time ago where I got deathly sick. Like almost dying sick. And that was before I even had health insurance. I was working at KFC as a fucking fry cook. And I got deathly sick. So I had to go to urgent care, do all that shit, get antibiotics, everything. It was fucking awesome. That was the last time. Other than that, the only times I've been in the hospital was for other people. And this is the first time I had anything. I never had a broken bone. Sprained my ankle one time, but didn't go to the hospital. Fucking just let it heal on its own. So it's the first time. It's like, okay, so 7 years I paid into insurance, and then there was times where I didn't have it, and then I did when I started working, office jobs. Started having it. I paid into probably 4 different health insurances. And, it sucks because I paid into all that, never used it. So now the fucking little period of time where I wasn't covered, wasn't activated, I have to have fucking surgery and stay overnight at the hospital. Like, really? So I'm just waiting. I got to wait for the full bill, and then I'm just going to plead and this, that, and this, call them up, and hopefully I'll get it all figured out. It just sucks because I'm going to have health insurance. I just, 2 days ago, I literally just enrolled for health insurance for 2019. My company was actually supposed to notify me, but I'm not going to fully blame on them because I should have paid attention and should have checked myself, but I didn't think I was going to have an appendix that said, fuck you. And that's exactly what happened. So ridiculous. So now I'm going to get stuck with that bill, and I'm going to see what I could do. I don't know. It's going to suck. Probably, but hopefully they could work with me. Hopefully. It just sucks that, you're healthy. I know people who go to the fucking doctors all the time. All the time. I don't. And now I'm going to pay out of the ass because the one time that I had, it was literally could have been, it would have ended up being life or death surgery. And now I'm going to have to pay out of the ass. That's where it's just really flawed. It's so flawed. I know the healthcare debates, there's all kinds of this, universal healthcare. Yes, I'm totally for that, but it's got to work. It's got to work right, and we got to get, good stuff. Like I said, everybody always says, fucking Canada, man. Canada, they're doing it right. And I'm like, well, according to the people that I know that either live up there or know somebody does, they're like, oh, well, it's actually pretty shitty. It's not as good as it is here for sure. And I know some people will be like, no, dude, it's fine. And I get that. Anecdotal. I get that. So it's not going to be good for everybody. It just sucks. But we'll see what happens. But I'm doing good, guys. I still got the glue keeping my wounds together. It's chipping away slowly. Still, I was supposed to go back for a checkup around this time, and I still haven't heard anything. They're probably like, fuck this guy. He wasn't covered. I don't know if that's the case, but, it's just, it just sucks. But I'm doing good. No pain, no nothing. Any pain that I have is me because I'm retarded. Because, I like I said, I'm a healthy guy. I try to be healthy. And the fact of the matter is I can't exactly exercise or work out, which I was doing almost 6 days a week. I really was. And now just not. I've literally, since my surgery, guys, I've lost 8 or 9 pounds. It's weird. I have a fast metabolism. I do. I have a fast metabolism. So, I do eat a lot. I do try to keep, during the week, I try to eat as low carb and, no sugar as possible. Because that's just really where, that's where the problems lies. Carbs and sugar, man. The bad carbs. They're breads, your flour-based shit, just that stuff. And then, of course, sugar. Sugar is just bad for you. There's no sugar in wine. I'm very little sugar. I actually looked it up. White wine, there's no sugar. It's crazy. At least Pinot Grigio. And then, of course, even your spirits, like your vodkas. That's why I drink straight. No, no, but during the week I try to just my whole diet plan. It's not even really anything, and it's not really even that bad. Like, it's not hard to just a lot of people say and I tell people, I'm like, just you got to cut out certain things. I can't do it. It's like, no, just sit. It's not like I'm doing it 24/7 and I'm one of those assholes when you go to a restaurant with them. Hey, do you cook it with this kind of oil? Can I get it like that? No, I don't do that. Okay? If we're going out to dinner, I'm ordering whatever the fuck. I mean, I might try to order as healthy as possible, but I'm not going to be one of those fucking assholes. I don't prepare my meals. I pretty much eat the same thing throughout the week, something dead. And some greens, or some eggs, bacon. I mean, I really follow this nutrition expert dude called Vinny Tortorich, and I highly recommend all you guys to look him up. And he's all about the his thing is NSNG, which is no sugar, no grains, because as much as they say grains are good for you, they're not. And breads and stuff like that, which is made with a lot of grain. It's just not good for you. I mean, carbs, these carbs, and then I'm not talking about the carbs that you get in your vegetables. Those are good carbs. These complex carbs and sugars are just bad for you, man. So for pretty much from Sunday to Thursday, I try as best as I can to just not eat any of that. And I fast too. I do the intermittent fasting thing, so I don't eat for like 14 hours. And then I try to keep, it's not so much fasting like that. You can't look at it like that. I look at it like I try to keep my eating window under 12 hours. I try to keep it under 10, to be honest. And that means drinking too, because you get an insulin spike with all that. So I just try to, I don't eat breakfast. I literally get up. And you can have coffee, just straight black coffee, which I love. I'm not one of those fucking people that, hey, where's the hazelnut shit? I can't drink. It's so gross. I need that fake syrupy hazelnut fucking or vanilla, French vanilla shit. Fuck that, man. Come on. If you're going to do cream, do real cream. Don't do that fake syrupy bullshit. It's so fucking gross. But no, I just drink black coffee. I get that from my dad. My dad's straight up. He's like, black coffee, yeah. But black coffee will not break your fast, thankfully, because I still need to wake up in the morning. So I'll get up in the morning. I get up around 5:15, and I won't eat for another 6 hours. I'll just drink coffee and water when I'm at work. And I thought it was going to be a struggle, but it actually is not that bad. And then once I start eating, I'll either go get something or I bring my lunch to work, and I just eat throughout, and I try to eat it, low carb. I'm a low carb, no sugar diet throughout the week. But then when it comes to Friday, guys, it's on. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, you appreciate junk food and that food that makes you that tastes so good, even though it makes you want to fall asleep. When you set a day for a cheat day, oh man, you look forward to it. You so look forward to it. I look forward to Fridays because not only is it the end of the work day or work week, it's when I'm gonna fucking get on my full on cheat. You know what? I drive to work and there's a lot of fast food restaurants around my work. I'll either pull into a Jack in the Box. The only time I go to McDonald's is to get fucking that McGriddles. I love that McGriddles and have that triple stack McGriddles. Oh. God, 2 sausage patties, cheese, and bacon. With those, with the pancake buns, hash brown, and a mocha iced coffee. That's right. I go full on, man. I don't give a fuck. And for lunch, it's whatever. It's whatever I want. Pizza, whatever. No, usually I'll say pizza for the night. Yeah, all day. I'm eating carbs like fucking crazy and sugar, whatever. I'll get myself an ice cream, a shake. Yeah. Full on. Look at The Rock. If you follow The Rock, he always mentions his cheat day. He eats a plate of goddamn cookies. A fucking plate of cookies. That man is crazy. When he shows his cheat day, and he has literally a tray of sushi, and then for dessert, he has a plate of cookies. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then even the other day, he's all, yeah, my nutritionist told me I needed to carb up, so he told me to eat a whole pizza. And he shows the whole pizza that he ate. I'm like, good God. Yeah, you have to do that to shock your body as well, guys. And then, Saturday and Sunday, like I said, I try, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes Saturday, I'm just like, all right, today's cheat day too. And I don't give a fuck. But with the weekend, it's easier to fast because I get to sleep in and just kind of be lazy in the morning so I could fast. And that helps because, I'm keeping my eating window, at a, small window. And then Sunday, usually I'm pretty good, but then I'll go to my mom's and sometimes we'll just get some fast food or whatever. Or, that's what happened last Sunday. My brother showed up and he's like, hey, we got Cane's, which is just chicken fingers, Texas toast, and fries, which I was like, but like I said, I'm good. I'm like, whatever. Mainly Monday through Thursday, I'm like totally on, just strictly meat and veggies. And that's how I keep my girlish figure, guys. Like I said, and it's not hard. I'm eating delicious meats. I'm cooking up steak. I'm cooking up chicken. I'm cooking up tri-tip. It's all good. And the only thing I have with it is like usually some spinach. Sometimes I'll get broccoli or asparagus. It's all good. It doesn't feel like I'm on a diet. People ask, you on a diet? It's like, not really. It doesn't feel like a diet because I'm still eating. I'll eat bacon and eggs. Still bacon and eggs, guys. Bacon. Vinny Tortorich. Nutrition. He's a fitness guy. He totally goes, yeah, eat bacon and eggs. That's like awesome for you because of the fat, high fats. Your brain is literally a fat muscle. And I know because you hear the word fat, you're like, no, you can't eat that. It's bad for you. It's got right there in the title, fat. Yeah, I don't know about that. And you know what? Ever since I started doing the intermittent fasting and then just being really, and I'm not strictly keto because if I was big time keto, I would just be eating nothing but, that's just too hard. I'm not trying to fucking accomplish anything, but even with my diet where I cheat and I'll probably get in ketosis for like 4 days and then all of a sudden I'm like, I break it on Friday, but I still like, I still keep a good weight. Like I see the muscle definition and stuff like that. It's very, it's crazy. But see, my dumb ass with my surgery, I, the other day, like Sunday, I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could do some push-ups. So doing some push-ups. Okay, it doesn't really hurt. Let me see if I can do some pull-ups. Those are the big thing because that's really working your core. And it didn't really feel bad. So I did like, a few sets of that. And then I stopped and I was like, cool, because before when I kind of did a workout, I just did like a resistance band, nothing crazy with the weights or anything like that, like I'm used to, or like a high intensity cardio workout. And I was like, cool. But then the next day, I was feeling it. Not just like in the muscles, but my wounds. So I was like, okay, that probably wasn't smart. So I'm trying to just, it's just crazy because like I said, people are like, dude, you're looking skinny. I'm seriously, I've lost like 8 or 9 pounds since my surgery. It's crazy, because I was, keeping to a good diet and just a good workout plan. And then you kind of stop and your body just goes, okay, burn. My metabolism is just kicked into high gear. So, but I'm doing good. Everything's pretty much back to normal. There's nothing, back to work, back to everything, back to whatever, I'm good. So I just still have the glue that looks like just a bunch of big scabs. And then I'm just waiting for that goddamn bill. See what happens with that, guys. I'll be all right. Don't worry. I'll figure it out. It's what I always got to constantly remind myself is, hey, whatever. It needed to be done. I could have died if I waited any longer. I could have really put my life into jeopardy. I even talked to my friend who works in an ER. He's trying to be a doctor. He hit me up, and he goes, what, you had an appendicitis and this, that, and this? And he goes, yeah, in the ER, we kind of get annoyed by people with appendicitis because it's life or death, but it's so routine, and it's not like level A, which is what they call it or something like that, surgery, but we always have to like put them in when their shit erupts. It's like, yeah. But that's why I kept getting bumped because mine didn't rupture yet. I had a slight partial rupture that was contained, so I didn't need to have surgery right away. That's why I fucking was just waiting. It's such a long thing. Anyways, so I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing fine. I think after the first of the year, everything will be fully back to normal because they said 6 weeks light duty. Try not to, overdo yourself. Don't even lift things that are over 10 pounds and this, that, and this. They do that for people who are weak. Just kidding. So I've been all right. I've been good. That's just the way it is. So yeah, first of the year, I'll just really get back into it. I started doing this cleanse thing that I did like a while ago. That really was really good. It's just basically adding more oxygen into my body at a molecular level in my blood. That really helps just get out, cleanses you. It really gets out the shit. And I remember when I did it before, when I heard about it, I read this book and everything, and I was like, I'm going to try it. It's very interesting. You just really put some more oxygen in your body. And I didn't get sick for almost 2 years. Not even a cold, sniffles, nothing. And I felt more energetic. It was very strange. I was like, wow, this thing did work. I was very skeptic about it. I'm very skeptic about a lot of things, guys. Trust me. So when I say things work, like, the intermittent fasting and cutting out the carbs and the sugars, man, and feeling just really good, I'm telling you, I do the trial runs, and I'm just like, okay, this really does work. So, yeah, at the beginning of the year, I'll get back really into it, So I'm just trying to making sure I don't get, trying to keep my girlish figure as much as possible. So anyways, guys, so what's going on in the movie world? Well, we got Aquaman definitely coming up. A lot of shit going on. Jason Momoa is hosting SNL this weekend. And I tell you what, that guy, it's very... I feel so... when you see tour, the press tour images, you see him on SNL... The guy is just on cloud nine right now. He really is. For a guy who really just steps out, disconnects from this reality, the reality of being a movie star or a TV star or whatever the fuck, and he does the nature stuff. He's really just on cloud nine right now because he's just been his star power is being upped because he's starring in his very own superhero movie. He's the lead. And it's a very outlandish character. There's buzz about it. It's really just awesome to see because, you see him on the press tour, he looks like a little kid. As much as he's not a little kid, the guy's a big motherfucker with a lot of hair. He just looks like a kid in a candy store, just enjoying every bit of it. He's just got a big smile, a big goofy smile on his face. He's a big fucking teddy bear. But like I said in my short video, you're a fucking teddy bear I would not want to fuck with because... Yeah, he's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that. He's just nothing but muscle. He's got all that hair and the beard. He's just a badass. And then he's got that look. Like he could have that goofy teddy bear smile, like and then all of a sudden he could just have a mean look instantly, and you'd shit yourself, literally shit and piss yourself when you see that looking down at you. And he's just enjoying himself. And I'm fairly certain that the cast and crew that are females and maybe some gay guys are very much enjoying the fact that Jason Momoa is hosting SNL this week because, the guy doesn't like to wear clothes. When he did a little funny video where he just literally took a shower, he dried himself off, wrapped a towel around his waist, put some sandals on, and then just walked through the halls of SNL to go meet the cast. And it's just like, only Jason Momoa could do that, right? It's crazy. So he's really enjoying himself. Everything that's coming about, there was a clip that got released today. I'm trying to avoid clips. I don't want to see clips because it just shows too much. We've already seen so much. And, with the Chinese trailer that came out. But even James Wan said we haven't scratched the surface. So I'm so anticipating it. There's so many movies. So many movies that are coming out this month right now. Even though there's not really much that's coming out this week. I'm not even going to go to the movies. I'm going to watch Mowgli on Netflix. What's his nuts? I can't think of his name because I'm telling you. Planet of the Apes. Lord of the Rings. Everything. Motion capture. Why? Andy Serkis. Jesus Christ. Happens, guys. You listen to me, you know that I have a problem sometimes pulling names out of my ass. Yeah, but his Mowgli, his Jungle Book movie, which is not going to be like the Disney Jungle Book, is showing up on Netflix Friday. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to do a first reaction review and maybe even a full-on review. Like, sometimes it's hard to do a full-on review just to find time, throughout the weekends. Because sometimes the weekends, first off, I work all week, 8 hours, commutes, just getting all that shit, I'm gone 10 hours a day during the week, and then there was adding fitness to that, and there was adding just, obviously this work, my video work, my YouTube. I try to keep it up as much as possible, trying to do all that during the week. That's why Friday nights I like to just relax and unwind. But I mean, even still that I'm working, now. Vodka Stream is pretty much going to be an exclusive Friday night thing because I don't really like going out on Fridays because it's, like I said, at the end of the work week. But, but it's not even really work. But it can be. It take a lot of energy, I'm talking and blah, blah, blah. Even though I talk, I can't shut the fuck up sometimes. But, yeah. So, doing all that. So, when it comes Saturday morning when I wake up, I'm just lazy. I just want to fucking catch up on some shows, watch things, just be lazy. So it's very hard for me to, and even on Sundays too, because, football, I love football. I don't have a team, but I have fantasy football, and I just like to, do all that shit. I know I'm a bad football fan. I should have a team, but I don't. I don't really have one, so it can be difficult to get videos out sometimes on the weekends. And then, on Saturdays, that's when I will go out. If, a friend hits me up, hey, come over, or, hey, let's go do this, I'll do it. So, sometimes it's not like the easiest to get videos out. And, I just you just need that break. I mean, one of the things I'll recommend to anybody who's trying to start a YouTube channel, I've gotten to points where I'm so like, I need to, and I still struggle with it. No matter what, when you're a creative person, guys, when you try to be creative and do content or whatever, it's difficult. I mean, you can ask anybody who's doing it. Your mind is constantly on. Constantly. And my mind is constantly on. Okay? And then I'm constantly arguing with myself. Like, I got to do a video. I got to get it done. Got to get it done. Oh, no, you can't get it done. You got to get some sleep. Oh, no, I got to get it done. Got to write it. Got to do this. Got to do that. And then when I don't do a video, maybe on a Saturday, I don't do a video, and I'll get pissed at myself, and then I got to remind myself hey, I needed the day off. I needed a day off. I needed a day off to just relax and just unplug and unwind and this, that, and this. But then I'll still have that voice in the back of my head you should have did a video, lazy ass, piece of shit. It's hard, man. It's hard. And that's why I always say, no matter how much some of these fucking people who have voices, especially in the movie community, as much as they could just say some stupid shit, and I just go, what are you thinking? You're just totally fucked up. I respect them because it's hard to do this job, man. It's hard to try to create a name, a brand for yourself, and then when you start doing that, you start getting people that just think that's all you're doing it for. Oh, you're just doing it for the money. You're just doing it for your brand, doing it for this. It's such a catch-22. It's okay, either I don't do that and don't be successful with this and do what I want to do as opposed to having this day job, or I do that and try to promote my brand and get my brand and do this. Oh, you're just doing it for the money. You don't even know. The past year, especially, with the whole Snyder Cut thing and just getting the info I get and putting it out there and being right and then pushing against what other people are saying. It's yeah, I'm just doing it for the fucking clicks, the views. And I'm yeah, some people are, but I'm trying not to as much as possible. It's called having integrity, guys. You know me. Have some integrity, man. I have a t-shirt, which if you want to get it, it's in the closet. Okay. See, promoting my brand. That's just the way it is. Sadly, as I get further and further down this road and more, get more and more recognized, I'm gonna get pushback from those fucking assholes that have fake, that have characters as their avatars. You don't ever see what they look like. The people who call you out, they don't have their avatars as their pictures. It's usually the case. they always have some character that they're fond of as their avatar because they don't want to show their face. That's just usually the way it is. I'm not afraid to show my pretty face, though. But yeah, so Aquaman, it's got Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, I want to see the movie The Mule. I want to see Mortal Engines. There's a lot of things coming out. And I'm going to try to catch as much as I can. I even want to see the Sherlock Holmes movie with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Holmes and Watson. A lot of things, guys. A lot of things. But speaking of Spider-Man, I just did a short video about the stealth suit. And, of course, I naturally saw a bunch of DC fans shitting all over it because it was at CCXP, the Comic-Con experience in Brazil. You lucky motherfuckers get to see... I believe Brazil gets to see Aquaman this Friday? Oh, shit. I'm trying to get an early screening, guys. I contacted the person that I contacted at Warner Brothers last year for Justice League. Hopefully I'll be walking out not so disappointed. And she assured me that she'll hit me up. I'm going to send her another email. You got to bug these people big time. And hopefully I'll get an early screening. And then, of course, naturally I'll see it with my friends. But it's going to be pretty difficult. Avoid spoilers, But, if I see something, it's fine. It's whatever. I can't just disconnect, obviously, because I have, this is part of my job. I got to fucking be on it, do videos, be on the current news and stuff. So I'm probably not going to avoid all of them. And hopefully there's people out there that are not going to be dicks and just spoil it. Whether it's because they don't like the way Aquaman is because it's not following Snyder's plan. Fuck off. I just can't. I just can't with these guys, especially with, my source who has worked with Wan and Snyder and talks about how they're both distinctively different filmmakers and how Snyder helped start it and Wan just took the wheel and did whatever he wanted, similar to Patty Jenkins. I just love how all of a sudden Aquaman is just not turning into a Marvel movie, but what, Wonder Woman really wasn't? What, when I think about some of the humor and some of the stuff in there, I'm kind of going, really? Why was there not such backlash with this? And I think it's because that was before Justice League. If Wonder Woman came out after the debacle that was Justice League, it'd be suffering the same fucking backlash bullshit that Aquaman is with some of these DC fans. I guarantee you. Because we didn't know that was going to happen. Because I look at Wonder Woman, I'm like, this movie is not as dark and gritty. Well, nothing's going to be as dark as gritty as Batman or Superman, but not even Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is much more grittier than Wonder Woman. So I think it's just because it came out before. Even Suicide Squad wasn't that, much. Even though, who knows what. So much fuckery. I talked to somebody who actually said they saw an early cut. They got to see an early screening of Suicide Squad, and it was vastly different. Edited differently. Opening was different. Everything was different. He saw a different version of that movie, and it was so much better, he said. So, and after watching it recently, because they've been playing on TBS and TNT a lot lately, and I'm just kind of going, God damn, this movie could have been so much better. And it just fucked it up, man. It just sucks. But yeah, so I think that's the reason why Aquaman's getting so much. And it's just like, this is always, that whole thing with how, Arthur's story takes place right after what happened with Justice League, he just gets in the back of a truck and goes, I got to visit Pops. It doesn't necessarily, I've seen it in my mentions and it's still in my mentions. That the fact that, this is not, they're totally, detouring from what Snyder wanted. Or, yes, it's following. And it's like, well, no, it's just that specific point. It's not so much that, Juan took the character from that specific point and then it was like, all right, now I got to do an origin / he's got to come home kind of thing. So it's just like, who knows as far as I know, this is the movie that would have happened still, even if Snyder was still there. That's what I've been told. And these people still talk, Amber Heard, Jason Momoa, they still talk about Zack Snyder because Zack Snyder cast them. Jesus Christ, cast all of them, pretty much. Even fucking Willem Dafoe probably would say that. Because Volko was supposed to be in Justice League. There's still very much Snyder's fucking base in all this. I don't know what these fuckers were expecting. It's Aquaman! It's Aquaman! What were you expecting with this movie? I've seen some of the dumbest hot takes for this movie. It's really crazy. But hey, they don't want to see the movie, that's fine. It's just the proclamations every time something comes out with Aquaman. Well, I'm still not going to see it. It looks like a Marvel movie. I'm an adult. This is for children. Fuck you. It's all for children. It's about grown men and women dressing up to fight crime. God, you guys make it sound like it's such... Like it's more deep than that, you know. I mean, it can be to a certain point because obviously, you know, when we were young and nerdies, maybe we weren't the popular kids, so we looked at these superheroes like, man, see, it'd be awesome to do this. I get that, but now that you're an adult, stop trying to act like you are an adult when you're complaining about fucking people that are dressing up as superheroes. You're not better than anybody else by making these proclamations. You're a fucking moron. And it's crazy. I don't know. These people. You know. I don't know. I'm just doing my thing. It's whatever. You know, like I said, the invitation's always open. Anybody who wants to come on my podcast, you got to contact me. Contact me. I'm not going to go looking for shit. I know there's been videos about me that have like called me out. You know, there hasn't been many. It's just, you know, I just know that there has some people, hey, look at this guy just fucking talking shit about you. And I'm like, well, listen to him. He sounds like a fucking moron. And he's got 22 subscribers. So, yeah, big deal. But hey, if you want to come on my podcast to discuss civilly of how I handle things, you gotta hit me up. I'm not gonna seek you out. I'm just gonna fucking do my thing until somebody goes, hey, look at this, that, and this. I want to come on your podcast. And I'll be like, all right, let's do it. Live broadcast. You better have a fucking camera. You're not gonna be hiding behind an avatar or a keyboard. And let's discuss. Let's do that. Why not? But hopefully some more trailers come out. I'm hearing Sunday, Godzilla and King of the Monsters coming out. Avengers 4 was supposed to come out today, as well as Shazam, but I think they postponed that because of George H.W. Bush's funeral was today. So they were like, oh, we got to be respectful. As far as I can tell, I don't know if that's true or not, but they were supposed to get a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer as well, which I talked about. I did a short video. Gyllenhaal, he's got an Instagram now. Poor son of a bitch. I remember hearing on the Nerdist podcast a long time ago, and he talked about how he didn't want to do social media, but I'm pretty sure that his agent, or, you know, just the fact that he was, hey, you're going to be in a big superhero movie, you gotta get some kind of social media going, dude. Somebody probably told him. And, you know, his first video was actually pretty awesome. Because, you know, obviously the irony is that Gyllenhaal was up for Spider-Man at one point. Because he very much fits. He would have been a good Spider-Man, too, honestly. I just hate the fact that when he was cast as Mysterio in this sequel, you know, there's just a bunch of DC fans shit all over it. Oh, they're going to waste his talent. They're going to do this. I'm like, Jake Gyllenhaal chose, he wasn't forced to fucking take this role. He chose to take this role. He read the script and said, there's something about this character that I like. Let's do this. And maybe the nerd inside him, they're going to waste his talent. Well, first off, he doesn't need to give like a full-on Academy Award-winning performance. He doesn't need to get that deep. He doesn't need to go that crazy with it. That must be kind of relieving sometimes, especially doing movies like Southpaw, where he had to like fucking work out for 6 months straight and just really give like his all, you know, Nightcrawler, where he had to lose a bunch of weight. I'm sure it's a nice little break that he could just be in a movie where he doesn't have to go to the extreme, still give a good performance, still appreciate the character that he's playing, but he doesn't have to go like extreme. You know, I can only imagine that actors like to do those roles to show their talent, but at the same time, they're kind of like, hey, let me do this crowd-pleasing role that's not going to take a lot out of me, and I'm just going to have fun with. And you know what? What these writers did, they did a good job. So stop saying that shit. For all we know, he's going to be the best MCU goddamn villain. Michael Keaton wasn't wasted, I don't think, at all. You know, Michael B. Jordan wasn't wasted. Josh Brolin definitely wasn't wasted. I mean, Jesus fuck. I get it. It's the MCU. It's a little more family-friendly, a little more hokey, and sometimes the shit sucks. Like Ant-Man and Wasp. I seriously don't think I can watch Ant-Man and Wasp ever. That movie just fucking, I think that's my least favorite MCU movie. I'm not going to lie. When I think about that movie and I see people still talking about it because they're still watching it for the first time, I can't get myself to watch it again. I might have to struggle and try to watch it again. Just the fact that they, you know, I see what they do. The writers were terrible with it, and then because I enjoyed the first one, I'll still watch the first one and be like, that's an enjoyable little movie here. The second one, I can't. As hot as Evil Angeline is, whatever the fuck her name is, she's so hot, but they made her character just like so bitchy. And she had to be like this empowered female. We got to make Scott stupider. Even though he's super, super smart, we got to make him look stupid to make her look better. Fuck off. God damn it. It's like, you can't just make her character just be badass. And Scott doesn't have to be a fucking bumbling idiot. Nope. Not in 2018, guys. Ugh. But, yeah. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Avengers 4 trailer. My God, I just want to see how that plays out. How can they have a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer? Didn't he die? God, I still see that to this day, and I'm just like, guys, do you not read comic books? I mean, has there ever been a comic book story where characters have died, yet that comic book character's comic books still go on? Or are we just, or is this just a bias, you know, I'm on team this, so I gotta shit on it. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's tribalism. It really is. And I try not to be as much as possible. I'll always lean DC. I'll always put DC in front of Marvel. 100%. But I just hate that part of it. It's so fucking annoying. And David Sandberg is trying to bridge the gap. That fucking son of a bitch. I want to chill with him and drink a Coke Zero with him. All right. Let's get to the questions here. I think I've talked shit enough about things. Let's get to you guys' questions. I should have already had it up. Yeah, damn. All right, here we go. And if you want to contact me, just use hashtag FilmJunket Podcast on Twitter. That's the best thing to do. Tevin. He asks, hey, Dave, who do you think would win, MCU Thor versus DCU Superman, and why? Come on. It's all about DCU Superman. Cavill? It would be a good fight. I wouldn't say that he would just, like, you know, flick Thor with his, you know, index finger and that would be it. No, Thor would put up a very good fight, but I think Superman would be victorious. Majin Gaku Black. Excuse me. How many times have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey? I mean, what a masterpiece. I've probably seen it in my lifetime 3 times, maybe 4. And yes, it is a masterpiece. A lot of people can't sit through that movie because there are long, drawn-out scenes. But that's the beauty part of Stanley Kubrick because he builds that tension. I mean, there's like a scene when Dave is trying to go out and it just drags on and it keeps cutting back to Hal's little fucking red eye thing. And it drags on and you just kind of go, as some people would be like, what the fuck? Can something happen already? But I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what's going to happen? I mean, because, you know, he wanted to make it as real as possible. It is a masterpiece. Big time. I agree with you. Claytalian. If Disney Lucasfilm were to revive one, which would you prefer? A solo film for Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi? As much as I'd love Ewan McGregor to return, I personally prefer Boba Fett because I feel like there's more potential for that character. That's a difficult one because I see your point. I do, but I want to see some Jedi shit. I want to see some Obi-Wan fucking Jedi shit. Sadly, the Jedis are gonna. To me, the Jedi is just better than the bounty hunter. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Clay. But I see your point. I want to see both very badly, but I think I'd pick Obi-Wan over Boba Fett. Royal Wakefield. Yes, when is casual? Batman coming back? Yeah, I know. Like I said, the surgery really put a fucking monkey wrench in that. And then just the holidays, like I said, if I'm going to shoot that, it's going to be over the weekend because it's going to take time. I literally got to put eye makeup on. It's just a lot of things, guys. And I've been teasing. I teased him in other videos. He's coming back. Don't worry. Steven, Mr. Colbert. I got to ask him. I'm sure he pronounces it Colbert. Just like, what's his name? Late night show. God, he went crazy. How many dogs? You like dogs? Yeah, dogs. I don't have any dogs. I wish I did. Please rank alphabetically. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? He just went off. And then he goes, on a scale from 13 to 45, who should play Blue Beetle? Me! So they're going to go with Jamie Reyes. Hey, I'm half Mexican. It's good enough, right? No, there'll still be backlash because I'm not full Mexican. But my last name is Banya. I got the squiggly over my name. Come on, guys. Off the top of my head, I can't think. Who's a Hispanic young actor who could play Jamie? I'm trying to think, and I'm drawing a blank. I can't. I'm just like when I get put on the spot, I can't do it. I had to think about it. So sorry, Steven. What? Oh, yeah, Royale again. Last night, a person by the name of Chris seems to remember you saying you know how the Snyder Cut opens. Would you, when are you going to tell us that? I'm really not supposed to, sorry. But you guys can figure it out for yourself. I've given hints. What does Snyder like to do? Look at Man of Steel to Batman vs Superman. It's basically one big long movie, right? Because you see a different perspective of a certain event that happens in the previous movie. Just run with that part. Sam, the sci-fi Stan. Just realized Syrian Hines, Siren. I already know I'm saying that wrong. Fuck off. Don't get on me for that. Probably got the Justice League gig because of Zack's love for Excalibur. Who else is in that? Who else is in Excalibur? God. You got me, man. I would have to actually look that up and be like, Are you talking about... You're not talking about, obviously not the recent one that kind of deals with that now. Who else is in that film? Are you trying to lead up to something there, bud? Liam Neeson? Patrick Stewart? Helen Mirren. Yeah, I mean, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson would be a good Darkseid. Even Patrick Stewart, for fuck's sake. But I've always been a fan of Javier Bardem as Darkseid, to be honest. I don't know. When I watched Country for Old Men the other day, it was on IFC, and just his character, I'm like, good God. His character is so just... I mean, he doesn't really do that much, but the way he talks and what he does is frightening. That's why that movie is so goddamn good. Bifco asks, hey man, hi man, nice to see you are all right, thank you. Do you think Justice League 2 was already written? And if the Justice League 2 didn't Justice League 1 by Snyder, what would have been, what? Little typos there. Yeah, there's a 5-part arc. There was like a Justice League trilogy, pretty much said. I don't know if it was like the fucking scripts were fully written, but the story, outlined at least. Matt, Diablo Mutant asks, I remember you mentioned Asian cinema in a previous podcast, so I thought I'd recommend a film called Tiger and Old Hunter's Tale. Very emotional, and it's ultimately about being a father. Plus, it has a big tiger tearing people apart. It's on Netflix. All right, I'll catch it, dude. Asian cinema is so fucking awesome. Hey, guys, you know what's funny? Okay, PC culture and you fucking white guilty people out there that just like, representation, oh my God. Crazy Rich Asians bombed in China. I will say that again. Crazy Rich Asians bombed in China. They don't give a fuck. As much as we think we do, because silly white girls with fucking, snow cone cherry red hair think that they do. They don't. Because there's a thing called Asian cinema, which doesn't have much diversity at all, kicking ass over on the other side of the globe. There's no representation. But everybody's like, oh my God, you gotta over here because America, we ran out of problems. You fucking privileged pieces of shit that live in this goddamn country. And I'm talking about everybody on every race that are complaining about every little goddamn thing, about everything. You guys think that you're fucking these white knights or even just everything. Representation over here. No, it's not the fucking case. Crazy Rich Asians bombed in China. That just shows you right there that you are wrong. You are fucking wrong about this. God, America is just turning into such soft fucking pussies. There's nothing wrong with having diversity in movies and entertainment. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with that. But when it's just like when people get outraged when shit's not cast right, or people are like, I need representation, you're a narcissist. I've said it time and time again. When I was growing up, okay, as a kid in the 90s, my favorite, who I idolized, baseball player, Ken Griffey Jr., a black man. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody questioned it. Okay? Will Smith was my favorite actor when he was big. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bad Boys, Men in Black. I even liked Wild Wild West. My favorite actor. Nobody gave a fuck. God, it's crazy how people will just put this whole thing on like America being just like the worst place in the world when it comes to race relations. I'm like, no, we're actually probably the best. But we have it so good over here that you fucking over entitled privileged people are so goddamn bored. So you have to constantly complain and everything like that. And the sad thing is Hollywood gives into it. But like I said, there's Asian cinema, which is some of that filmmaking is superior to ours. They push the envelope big time. Seen many, many films and just been like wowed by what they do over there. They don't give a fuck about diversity over there. They don't fucking give a shit. No, not at all. But over here, we're just constantly crying about that. Fuck off, man. Like, big deal. And over here in America, Asians are quietly kicking ass. I have Asian friends, and they'll even admit to it. Yeah. They'll even say, like, their fucking grandparents are some of the most racist fucking people against all the other races. Even, like, other Asian races. They're some of the most racist people. But they do it quietly. And they come over here and kick ass. I mean, everybody says, like, you're fucking, white supremacy, white this and that. I'm like, yeah. You realize that white people, who are a majority of the population in America, are probably like 5th or 6th when it comes to family incomes. Yeah, it's because Asians and Middle Eastern people, Filipino people, they're kicking ass over here. While everybody else, while Asians, Black, or African Americans, I should say, and Mexicans, Hispanics, we're all fighting amongst each other about who's oppressed more, what's going on with the PC culture, blah, blah, blah. Asians and all these other people, they're quietly sitting back and kicking ass, making a lot of money over here. That never gets mentioned, though. You can look up the statistics. That's a fact. It's a fucking fact. It's ridiculous, man. It's so stupid. Steve-O. Hashtag release Snyder Cut. He asks, what do you think Snyder hasn't... Okay, why do you think Snyder hasn't outright confronted Warner Brothers for raping his movie in his time of crisis? Personally, if it were me, I'd be looking to take legal action against Warner Brothers. You don't think he did? How do you know that he didn't? And I can assure you he did. Has. Currently. Who knows? I can guarantee you he did take legal action. You don't just fucking post a bunch of shit like he's been posting, not thinking that maybe the law will be on your side where you can release your movie. Just saying. So, there you go, guys. All right. Oh, we got one more last little one. Favorite moment in Wonder Woman I was just talking about. Come on, No Man's Land. That is the best fucking moment of that movie, and I think everybody would agree with that. The fact that, you know, the human being, Steve Trevor and everybody is like, hey, we can't do anything, can't do this. And Diana just goes, I can. And fucking takes off her hood, takes off the fucking shit that she has on. And she walks up that ladder and just fucking walks into the battlefield. Greatest moment. One of the greatest moments in CBMs altogether. Top 5, for sure. Wonder Woman has top 5 a lot of things. I mean, to me, she still has the best. In Batman vs Superman, she still has the best superhero entrance ever. I don't know if anybody's ever going to top it. All right, there you have it, guys. Appreciate you listening in. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this weekly. It's always fun. Just talk shit about myself. And like I said, when it comes 2019, I'm going to start having more people on this thing, and yeah, it's going to be good times. And like I said, anybody who wants to come in, especially if you have a problem with me, you got to contact me. You know, I'm not going to seek people out, because there's times where like, hey, this person's talking shit about you in a video, and I'm like, you talk about this video that's been out for 5 days and it's only got 40 views? Whatever. You know, let the person contact me. I'm not going to seek you out. So, you know, whatever. And then, of course, the vodka stream is also going to be a weekly thing, which I just think that's a lot of fun because I get to full-on live interact with you guys as I sip the vodka. So, there you go, guys. I appreciate you listening. This is the Film Junkie. Follow me on all the social media stuff. My new Instagram, Twitter, of course, I'm most active, and then Facebook as well, fan page. And then visit the closet for shirts and stickers and go to filmjunkie.com. Trying to keep that up as much as possible and promote that more. You know, it's just part of the gig, you know, guys. All right, guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.